side of us. You could kind of see the thing moving through the woods.
All I can remember is flipping the light on, and I see this creature, and I knew in my heart, I knew in my mind, and the whole night, this isn't a man.
And then this thing walks across the road, takes a turn towards us, and then leaps over a guardrail.
Went to look forward, and there was a big black thing.
Welcome to Squatch-D TV, exploring the Bigfoot mystery each week with your hosts, veteran researcher, author, and TV personality, the Squatchdetective, Steve Kulls, and from the Bigfoot Research Project of Kentucky, Chris Bennett. Sit back and buckle up as we bring you guests from around North America discussing the Bigfoot phenomena, but not without a few laughs too. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
And good evening, cyberspace. Welcome to Squatch-D TV for today's date, November 21st, 2021, 11/21/21, folks. I'm your host, your guy, the Squatch Detective Steve Kulls, along with my co-host, Mr. Chris Bennett.
Steve, man, I feel like I'm in a stadium here, dude.
Yeah, we got the panel going tonight, folks, and we have a lot of people to introduce tonight. But I'm glad to see you're out of the prison garb, Chris.
Yes, I couldn't deal with that striped shirt, man. I know that
I don't like this striped shirt. I go, the only thing missing on it is a number.
Yeah, really, yeah, because my wife bought me that thing. She buys the clothes and I wear them. Okay, that's just the way it goes.
Looking to throw his wife under the bus.
Yeah, she bought me this gray and blue striped shirt, and it kind of reminded me, like in 1976, my mom bought me one from JCPenney, and the only difference was it had like a collar because it was more like one of them polo shirts, which polo in Kentucky, nobody even knows what that is. Yeah, it just brought back bad memories, right?
Well, as you can all see, I am broadcasting live from the subway bathroom here on 128th Street and Broadway in New York City. No, I'm just kidding. But I figured this is an appropriate background for tonight's show. As people could see, the golden toilet is ready to be flushed tonight.
Yep. You need a little one of those little tree air fresheners there, bud.
there isn't enough tree air fresheners in the country right now.
That
Canada,
looks like,
for that matter.
That looks like a challenge, right?
So this is going to be the first of, I think, 3 that we're inducting this year into the Hall of Shame. Now, people have been asking me, basically, hey, what about this person or that person? These are the entry, the previous years. We have, Tom Biscardi and Searching for Bigfoot, Linda Newton Perry of Bigfoot Ballyhoo, of course, Ricky T. Dyer, Todd Standing, Mike Patterson from Sasquatch, Ontario, the Ketchum DNA Study, Kat Hansen, Randall Hart, aka Beacon, Bigfoot, Thomas Byer Nobby Lives, and James J.C. Hayes, and they all have their backstories behind it. As people will see, everybody has these stories behind it and why they are in the. And this is really funny, bringing back Mr. Hayes because, and his little collection of stories, but just
I like those little buttons where you can, I call them the Paul Harvey button. You click on it and get the rest of the story.
You get the rest of the story.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm giving my age away here, but Paul Harvey used to be a radio guy, you know.
But everybody here just said, "Yeah, I remember that."
I do. My dad used to listen to it.
So anyway, of course, we got a great panel tonight. We have, of course, Joe from Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group, and numerous podcasts across YouTube. We got Brent from the Tall Ones podcast from Washington State. Good to see you, Brent.
Howdy. Hey, thanks for having me on.
And we have from Hairy Man Hoodwinks and Hairy Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks. We have our good friend Nikki. Oh, and she is on usually before us. So make sure you catch these podcasts. These are great. And you know what I love is we're all pretty much on the same page. Of course, Squatch Talk Radio as well, and the Bigfoot Okanagan channel, and Steve from the Curious Cryptid. We're all on the same page on a lot of stuff going on.
Good stuff.
And you know, I don't know where temperamental Pat is tonight. I get a chuckle. But Pat is very passionate. We had a great discussion about the Falcon Project a little bit earlier today on Nikki's show. I had to shuggy off because I needed to feed my face and get ready for this podcast tonight.
Because chat room is hopping.
I didn't want to be hangry on the podcast. So, you know, every so often, I will induct somebody into the Hall of Shame, and there's certain criteria they have to make. The reason why J.C. Hayes made it to the group years past is because he specifically tried to. Okay, folks, here comes the neighborhood. And there's Leon.
Woo! The party has arrived.
Boy, we got a large crowd tonight. What a crowd! What a crowd!
Dude, we could almost do the Brady Bunch thing, you know.
Oh,
there you go. I think we could do that.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Here's a
It's not bad.
story.
Except when when we post a comment, oh no, it bounces us all up. Look at that.
Cool.
Nice. Oh, awesome.
So as
Yay,
usual,
technology.
Yay, technology. I don't know how it's going to work out with the videos, but we'll
Leon, we hear you're having some rough weather up there. Is everything okay where you're at, bud? Or you need any help?
Gas, food, toilet paper.
Oh.
Yeah, be a while. A couple of months anyways till the main highway gets opened up here.
Well, you can always use Chris Noel's last research paper as toilet paper. Anyway, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
I bet you're great in that role, Steve.
I'm in rare form tonight. You know, it's not every time we get to induct the first of a few inductees, and tonight is induction number 1, and it's going to be somebody nobody really is going to see coming. So that's kind of the interesting.
Maybe it's one of us.
Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
But it kind of makes me wonder how many are lurking in the netherworld out there that are saying, "I wonder if it's me." I wonder if it's me. So I want to say hi to Chris and hi to Todd Standing, although you've already been inducted, and whoever else is nervous that they're going to be inducted. Welcome. But we've I think last year we did Sasquatch Ontario with I am not real, that kind of crap going on with his audios. But anyway, let's do the roll call. Hello to our users out there. B. Lynn is in the house. Evan, Chris, Low Rider, Monkey Wrench. There he is. Mick, of course, is in the house. Lance Windsor. Yes, Lance. Todd Standing has already been inducted. So long time ago. He is one of the first 3. Lester Taylor. Hello, Lester. Who says, I hope it's not me.
Spoiler, Lester, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Timmy Boy in the house.
Timmy.
And Jay Fritz. Mary
Jay.
Wilson. Hello, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Life is a Flyway in the house.
Life is a flyway.
I'm going down. John McSomething. John McSomething. Hello, welcome.
John.
Yeah, I have to. We know Harry Man Hoodwinks is in the house already. There she is with her own.
Blue Line Bigfoot. Hi, Daddy.
Had to be in the chat too.
Yeah, it's Don Fuller. Don,
welcome.
And we got Aaron in Bayou Flats. Hey, Bayou, welcome.
High five, Chaser. Good Lord, Brian and
Rider,
Chewy.
Arthur
Hey,
Watch
Brian.
is in the house.
A lot of people in here. Look, Bob.
Blue Line Bigfoot. Hello, Blue Line. So we, Am and Chris, I think we've already said that. Brian and Chewy go hiking in the house.
Brian. Timmy
I'm trying to get everybody. Is quite the list. Cryptidville in the house.
Cryptidville.
Grasshopper.
Welcome, Grass.
Who else? Jeff Harding in the house.
Yep.
Of course, Sherry's in the house. Tom Splanka's in the house.
Hey, Tom.
So, who's in the Hall of Shame? Chris Noel. Wow. Everybody is so wanting me to put him in first.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Chris, you don't know that reference, do you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Game of Thrones? Yeah.
Hey, we get Game of Thrones in Kentucky. Come on.
Oh, you do? Well, I just to be afraid to hit too close to home. That there.
for like years, okay, I just kind of ignored Game of Thrones. I mean, we had HBO and stuff, and I would catch maybe 5 minutes of a show, and I didn't know the whole story. So it's like a soap opera. If you don't know it from the beginning, you're lost. So I would watch like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm like, this ain't for me. Click something else. And when they started out with, they're getting ready to release a new season, I just went ahead and binged the whole thing from show 1 right up to the new season. And so by this time, I'm up on the edge of my seat, waiting for the next episode. But I love that.
Hey, we just got a note from High Five Chaser. Always listen to the podcast. About time I watch all live. Well, welcome.
High five.
Welcome, High Five Chaser. We're glad to have you live with us tonight. Good to put a name to one of our viewers. Of course, we love our viewers, of course. Yep. And we got the world's smartest audience. We've always said that.
Do. Hey, proud of you guys and gals.
Bob Lemley in the house. I don't know if I'm the most feared.
Steve, you realize Kentucky has electric light too, as well as TVs.
They do.
Yes. Just a couple of weeks ago. We're doing good.
Welcome to the modern world.
Oh man, that reminds me of. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the comedian Jerry Clower. They called him the mouth of the South. Yeah. He said he was in World War II, and he was in Iwo Jima, and he got a letter from home and running down the sandy beach screaming, "Yee-haw!" They said, "Oh, the Southern boy done got a letter from home. What's it say, Jerry?" He said, "The REA has done put up a phone or a light pole at the store." He was excited they were finally going to get electricity,
At the store.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay, so let's get down to this. Now, as we know, and we will get into a subsequent discussion after we do this reveal. Yeah. But these folks have been putting some really interesting videos up. Of course, let's get into the hang on, I have to pop over to another screen here to start playing some videos. These are some of the gems that have been on this channel. I don't even know. This kind of looks like Todd Standing's work, actually, but here we are with this hand.
Mm-hmm. Oh my, look at
It's just like,
did he just do that circle thing with us? Is that what that is?
That
circle game.
They gave us one of those.
Theater.
it was hand modeling.
How about this one?
Kidding.
Here's another one.
Oh my!
Oh yeah!
Oh my! Oh yeah! Yeah. I think that's the one I commented on.
Oh! It's moving towards us! Run away! Run away!
Run away! Run away! You know what I find amazing is you have these people that photograph the Bigfoot, it stands up like 100 feet away and they run. And this thing, it's actually approaching them and it waits till the last second to run.
Yeah.
So we a little better. For, how about this one? How about this one?
Oh yeah. Oh, he's sneaking. Yeah. He's sneaking through the woods.
Oh, and there's the circle.
There's a circle.
Oh,
gotta have the circle.
That seals it there.
I thought that was a portal opening.
The circle should have been red.
That was a portal opening right there for him to go through.
Yeah, you could be right, Brent, because it was white. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a portal, guys.
Yeah.
That's good evidence right there, guys.
Yep. This one has sound, so it's going to blank us all out. Hang on, here we are. Dun, dun, dun. What is it? I don't know. Yes, as you can see, the cryptid is on the camera by somebody who can very badly shoot video. Oh, and there it is, running off on 4 legs, so I'm not quite sure what it is or is not. But of course, that warrants no further investigation.
Well, the music validates it. Come on.
Well, the music does validate. Yep. We all agree the music validates it. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And it's funny when everybody was talking at once. It sounded like this great peanut gallery of
They're actually filming it from the window of a vehicle. So when they step out the vehicle to make the noise, that's really handy. If we could get Bigfoots just to stand by the side of the road, that would be
great. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'd be down for that. I'd be like, hey, man, can you stop for a moment?
Don't need to do all the hiking.
Yeah.
That was just a few of them that I decided to throw out there that this channel puts on a regular basis, regardless of they're hoaxed or not.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at just one of the screenshots that I got of their channel. He got the Bigfoot caught in Russia. Hoffman Bigfoot footage. The same guys that were going after Santa Claus.
Is this TikTok?
This is TikTok.
Okay, don't say the person yet. Don't say the person yet.
No. Not only do they have Facebook, they have TikTok. They even have a YouTube that they were going to do a podcast, and they only did one podcast. Oh. And the funny thing is on their podcast, these are the tags on the podcast: funny and comedy. What legit Bigfoot footage, funny and comedy? What's missing there? So you look at that and you know that they purposely know that.
Or they put it. He also put a deflection in there. Dixie cryptids.
Yes.
Out of all that list, there, throw that in there. Let's put that one in there. Why Dixie cryptids?
Good. Yeah. Why?
Right to the right, upper right there. You see it there?
Yeah.
Right
all
there.
the other names there, he could have chosen another name, but why that particular one? So,
yep.
There's a deflection subconsciously.
Right.
Oh, this is so exciting. This is so exciting.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and then we look at some of the other ones that they have.
Yeah, but some of those are already debunked. I mean,
right. This is the Washington, and that's why I brought up J.C. Hayes, because J.C. Hayes tried to use this video that was from Olympia, Washington, a couple of years back, back, that eventually got admitted that it was a hoax. It was a guy in a hoodie that was running, and and they're using that Bigfoot caught on film while walking through the woods. No, it's a hoax. Why would you knowingly put a film that has been debunked, including by the person who shot the film? Why would you put it up as real? Why?
Clicks.
Oh, absolutely.
89,000.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have the two hunters there.
God,
the bow hunters. Remember the bow hunter hoax?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was an archery channel joke. I mean, they admitted that was a joke.
Wow. And why are they doing that? They're doing it for this. The follows.
Oh.
The follows.
Oh, it must be valid. It must be valid. I know.
So if we're wondering, now we are going to start revealing the name. And here we go with one of their Facebook posts, Cryptid University. There we have it. Look, it's that Bigfoot we looked at by NBTV, which turned out to be a Mark Anders Bigfoot. So we have people scamming off, grabbing and stealing these some hoaxers and scamming these some people who scammed them off of hoaxers. So, and here's yet another one. And, the funny thing is some of these will actually have stamped on them NVTV, although it's not NVTV, it's somebody completely different. They're just scamming videos and stealing videos off of it, just trying to make it seem.
I would love to have that video right there. I would add some sound effects of water hitting the ground.
Yep. So the winner.
Driving that intensity.
This week's entry to the Hall of Shame is going to be to the Cryptid University.
Yeah, welcome. I gotta throw that diploma away now.
And that one is obviously for a lot of reasons. Number one, they're promoting hoax and debunk videos. They do not care. Right. And calling it a university when it doesn't teach, it's a very disingenuous title. Oh, Cryptid University. Oh, maybe I'll learn something. And all you're learning is about videos that are crap. And again, we've had the conversations across several platforms over the last few weeks about this type of behavior that goes on consistently and constantly.
Yeah.
Now, whoever this is, they're definitely doing a disservice. They don't care. They're in it for the money, but not so much the YouTube money now. It looks like they're in it mainly because their YouTube channel only has one video. For whatever reason, they're trying to build it on TikTok and trying to build it on Facebook, which whatever.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, Steve?
Sure.
For you guys on the panel, does this smell like somebody else? This channel? Is this really the name? Okay, so I've never heard the title like this in regards to the scent of the other person, but it seems exactly the same in my thought.
Yep.
Yes or no? Or
who?
Yeah.
Well, we have an idea who we think this is, of course, but I mean, I'll say we. I'm just going to say I have an idea because I've been getting Facebook stuff lammed out on my lap all the time. But I've never
Leon,
seen
do me a favor. PM me that name. I won't say who it is, but PM me that name. I'm very curious to see what we think. See, this is what I love about.
What about like, hey, it's similar to someone else's content on TikTok. How about that? Is that kind of?
Well, that's what's so suspicious. It's almost identically cloned, just a different title and front page.
Very well could be.
So I just sent it to you, Steve.
But TikTok is infamous for that. People are always going and stealing other people's crap.
But he's using the same videos too and pictures.
Mm-hmm.
That's the weird
There's
thing.
this lady I follow who cooks, and somebody stole her entire channel.
Okay, give me a sec, Steve.
Yeah. If you give me some reference, I probably could.
I don't have TikTok, but it'd be interesting to see the comparisons.
Neither do I.
Timeline comparisons.
If they hadn't promoted himself as an educational channel with using the Cryptid University, this could almost be, you could let it slide if it was just entertainment purposes only, like Richie Kid over on YouTube, the videos of the Bigfoot stealing the kid's dirt bike and stuff like that. It's entertainment, but this is promoted to be like a learning
it's not
place. Yeah,
right. Correct. And that's where the issue comes. Like I did that show about the difference between Bigfoot entertainment and research, man. I mean, there's a line. I love Bigfoot entertainment, but if you're going to put out stuff like it's supposed to be based fact and it's real and all this other stuff, you've passed just the entertainment thing. Now you're
promoting stuff that's known to be a hoax.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just tell people don't accept anything from TikTok as far as evidence, because the platform itself is geared towards getting views and giving people clout in that whole arena. So it's like it's not even a viable source for evidence, viewing and stuff. It's just it's a platform for kids and stuff.
Right.
Dang, he has 130,000 followers.
Yeah, that's the point. If it's the same person, I'm impressed. But it just means that a lot of people are fairly.
And Mr. Mike is in the house. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
Okay. So I just sent Leon a message back because if this is who I'm thinking, oh yeah, because I do have a little bit of insight on.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Is that one of the collective?
That's one of the collective, but not the main one I was thinking. Because honestly, the videos to me, or the channel looks almost a clone of the other one. I'm just trying to pick it out of TikTok. I'll send you a link here in a
Right.
second.
And the same.
I got it. Okay, I got it. Just give me a sec.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Yep. And the same.
Grasshopper's got it too.
That person does belong to that same collective as well, correct?
Okay. Let me just ask you this question.
Sure.
Does he have over 9,000 followers? Almost 10,000 followers?
Yes.
Does he have over, or following, does he have over 23,000 followers? And
I'm looking at the Facebook numbers. I don't have the TikTok numbers. So this is awesome.
Okay.
So,
well, what you could do is just do it on TikTok.
I'm looking at it right. I'm calling it up right now.
Okay, 1 second. I just want to make sure you got the good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
130,000 followers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So this is, I'm going to send you a message of who this is on mine that I'm looking at. You can check it out yourself on TikTok. And if you scroll down, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry, everyone at home has no idea what we're doing.
Yeah,
but this is just part of the process. Yeah, it's just part of the process. You know, it's vetting
it's
stuff
kind of
out.
funny.
And
I went in on this saying I have no idea who this is, but
yeah, once I saw the TikTok, I'm like,
I had my.
And
like I said, Leon, I had my idea of who the collective is behind it based on an observation I had made. And okay, so that's the TikTok channel you just sent me, right?
Yeah, so you click on that one there, you scroll down there, you'll see a lot of the similar stuff, same stuff.
Okay, so let's do kind of okay.
Man, there's some stuff on here I haven't even seen.
Oh, unbelievable sourcing, I'll say.
Well, I got season 2 stuff now.
So how do you make money off TikTok? Is it like YouTube where they just show an ad?
Oh, that's interesting. When I type that in the search, Leon, or is that the actual name of the?
That's actually that's the guy's name, and that's the page I sent it to. The direct link to the page. And if you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of the video, you'll see the guy who puts it up.
I have no idea, Brent, how they make money on this stuff. I'm a social media failure because I don't participate in it. You know,
I don't even have a Twitter. It's like I don't care.
Crowdfunded thing.
No, I do have I do have a Facebook account because we used to do the show on Facebook, and I would sign in once a week. You know, but since that time, we've been doing the show on YouTube. I haven't signed in Facebook for a while.
Well, they actually changed the name of Facebook to Meta. So, apparently it's going to be changing soon.
Let's see something.
So, do you know the people who do this page, Steve? Like, do you actually know what they look like? 2021 entry for the Cryptid University.
Nope.
Oh, I want to ask these other guys, but I don't. I want to keep it. I don't know. Can you guys message Steve and tell him who you think it is to see if it's the same person I think it is, and whether or not Steve thinks we're on the right?
I can't because I'm on my phone, but I'm pretty sure I agree with Leon.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay. I think me and Leon are on the same page with that one.
Okay. Hey, Steve, this is your show. You know who you're roasting. We're just the guests.
No, I had no inclinations because, these channels have a great way of hiding people. But now I am starting to see this particular page with the actual person involved in it.
Yes.
And gotcha. So
there's a lot of similarities to me. That's the curious part.
Yes, there is. Except I would have to listen to this person what they would sound like to see if it matches up to the podcast.
Oh, okay. I can help you with that too.
They did do a podcast on YouTube once.
Sounds like some future investigations coming.
Wow. Ooh, I don't know then. I don't know.
Well, he's done quite a few podcasts though.
The same thing with his Instagram. I mean, he's got 572 on his Instagram.
Oh, look at we're like little weasels of investigators.
I don't even have an Instagram
Going out
either.
to different parts of the field to discover more data and information. This is a good one on research. This video too.
Has anybody checked MySpace yet?
Oh,
I have a
what?
MySpace account.
I missed that one. Why is he? Does he make a comment about said people?
It doesn't show how many he has on his YouTube.
You know what you guys are doing? You're giving this dude a heart attack. He's like, "Oh my god, I got all these people going to find out who I am." You know,
well,
relax, because I'm not even going to attempt it.
Yeah,
I'm no.
Well, this is yeah. I've mentioned him before in the past about when I was asked by the news people. So there's a little very vague clue. For some reason, I got that same problem I had last time I was on. I have no idea where you guys are located.
2018.
Well, the other thing too, yeah, a lot of those videos are old. That's the other thing. It's like,
well,
it's recycled.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, because some of the other ones he's got. Oh, that's I don't know.
Oh man,
Steve, the top videos. There's first 3 videos at the top there. Notice the first one. Do you have Goblin on that video?
Yes, the Goblin video.
Okay.
Yes.
Why does it fly away? It's Vanna White. No, I don't think it's Vanna.
Yeah. We can't dismiss it. We got to be open. Everybody is a suspect at this point. It's like the unusual suspects, Yeah. We don't know who's going to be the Kaiser Sose.
That's a good point, Brent. You're 100% correct.
Okay, I admit
Yes.
it's me. It's me.
Oh, you guys in chat are killing me.
Enchanted.
Yeah, there is. Lester Taylor's like, we need answers, people.
Longest drum
roll ever.
Yeah, totally.
Why is your? That's funny because Life of a Flyaway. Why is my Instagram twinging? Because I just found out that this person at Cryptid University is also on Instagram.
Oh,
coincidentally, there may be something to this. Damn it. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It really is because they are so generic with what they put out there. Could Cryptid University and this other group, which let me tell you this, they belong, and let's put it right out there, Bigfoot Anonymous. They belong on the Hall of Shame just as much as Cryptid University does. So welcome. There's going to be 2 inductions, and Bigfoot Anonymous is going to get added to this for promoting garbage and the same reasons. Are they the same? I don't know. It all looks the same to me, whether it be NVTV, Bigfoot Anonymous, Cryptid University. It's just these fly-by-night, let's put these videos up here for whatever reason type of, type of thing. So,
and again, there's nothing wrong with having an entertainment channel for Bigfoot. Okay, you're having fun with it, but when you promote yourself as an educational authority and you're promoting known hoaxes, well, that you kind of move over into a different category there.
Yep. And click monsters. Exactly. I do agree. Click monsters. That's what they tend to be. And there we go. I'm just trying to see if we can get the so yeah, it definitely is. Now, why? Aside from money, I mean, I understand the clicks, but how do they monetize this? Anybody know how TikTok gets monetized if there's no commercials, or like Instagram?
You have to be part of the crowdfund.
Gotcha.
And then, but at that same time, once you do that, then I have heard that they will not put you out as much so that you don't get all the views, because it's like YouTube as well. You have to get so many views and followers to get portion of whatever you're going to get.
Right.
Is there live streams that's possible that is monetized in the same way that YouTube is on TikTok?
Yeah, you can give money and what you do is you buy these little trinkets and you send those.
Oh,
gotcha.
Mm.
Very interesting. So to me, it's very interesting how, now we see this whole new thing of TikTok hoaxers.
Now, don't go be looking up my TikTok now, okay?
Bob, I want to be a YouTube video rock star. Yeah, Bob, hang in there, man. Dream the dream.
I'm rooting for you, Bob.
Well, YouTube is for boomers now, I guess. All the new people are on TikTok. So.
That's what my kids told me. Yeah. Like Facebook, YouTube, and yeah.
Rabbit hole every now and then.
Shouldn't a Sasquatch Entertainment channel actually entertain Sasquatch? Well, we don't know. Maybe if they had a TV, I guess it would.
I kind of have to take care of this labradoodle that's over my right-hand side that I'm house sitting.
Oh.
You'll hear the squeakiness.
I was wondering about that.
There you go.
Hey, puppy.
Where is she? Oh, you can't even see her. She's back there. Anyways, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to have my camera off so I can get the squeaky toy away.
Yeah. Leon, maybe a little off subject here, but how's your cat doing? Is still hanging on?
My cat's back alive because I've been nurturing her to death through much tears as well.
Yeah.
But she's actually looking like no longer a roadkill, which she did
Good.
when we were online there. And but she's really gotten better. So have the ladies keeping an eye on her while I'm over here house sitting right now. So thanks for asking.
Now the question is,
that's what I gotta go. That's why I have to go.
That's all good. So the question I have for folks is, is there a way to combat this? Is there a way to combat these people that put garbage out there tonight?
Not really. I think really the only way to do it is just have the Facebook groups and those sharing platforms not support those type of exploitation type of videos. That's the only real way, is to not share it, not support those people, not allow it to be posted in said Bigfoot groups.
Yeah. Now I can play devil's advocate. I can hear them already. Mm-hmm. They're making us great money. And you people that are trying to knock them down, you're trying to say your stuff is real, but their stuff is not. And frankly, we think none of it's real. So therefore, everybody can put their stuff out there. And I think that'll be their argument.
I think Joe made a valid point before the show. We were just talking, and he said that he may have commented on one or two of the videos. Hey, wasn't this already debunked? But the first thing they'll do, they'll jump in, and they'll kill that comment. Nobody will ever see it. They don't want.
I got no reply to it. And for all I know, they may have blocked. I can't say that for sure because I haven't commented on anything else since then. But I was just asking an honest question.
Right.
Yep, and Cryptoville makes a good point. The original problem is that many people wanted to monetize the subject of Bigfoot, and they got what they asked for. Money draws dishonest people. I think the first real effort we saw at monetization of the Bigfoot topic, even before YouTube became a big hit, was the Bigfoot Evidence blog. I don't know if anybody remembers that with Sean Evidence.
Mm-hmm.
That was really the big, but at least he was putting, and every once in a while he would put these, these goofy videos up there that says, oh yeah, here is, and the way he was hitting, for whatever reason, I don't know how he was monetizing it exactly. I know he had a lot of ads on the page, which obviously assist, but
yes, the Google adware.
Yep. And he was letting people just comment, and he would not He would not police those comments. So it was a very trollish area. And at least some of the articles though he worked for. I mean, I will give him credit for that. Yes, every once in a while he would post a video saying, "Hey, what do you think?" But that's what he would say. He wouldn't say this is a video of a real Sasquatch or anything like that. He would put it up there and ask the question. So yeah, he was trying to, per se, monetize it, but at least in a more honest way of doing things. What I disagreed with was the letting comments go unfettered and they would get nasty and stupid, and he didn't care.
Well, that's what he wanted, because the people would come back and comment back to those people, and he would get another click for his ad view, and so it was just he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, Joe, I don't think I don't think you've been blocked by that channel.
Maybe not.
I think that if because I've seen comments on there that people say, "Oh, this is fake, this is BS, this is blah blah blah." There's no responses to that by them. Right? It's just because
response.
Right? People keep coming back, and generally when they come back, they watch that video again, and that's how that all propagates. That's part of, why comments are so important on YouTube. But in a different way, and I've always. At least my policy is if somebody's going to make a trollistic comment, boom, they get booted. It doesn't matter. It doesn't help the honesty of the situation. And it's kind of funny because, like when I take on a hoax, and there's been several, I'll give you 3 good examples: Todd Standing, Cat Hansen, and MK Davis. When I take on those 3 people, believe it or not, there hasn't been one instance where somebody has made a tactile, valid argument to me on a comment dealing with those 3 people. It's always the typical "you're jealous" comments. Who has more subscriber comments?
Do you even get out in the field and research?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, those. Oh, you don't. They don't know the me who spent months at a time out in the woods in the mid 2000s. In the late 2000s, I should say, who spent months out in the woods, weeks at a time. I'd come back home smelling like a pack of wild Yetis. That's the real important thing, I think, is to understand the quality of comments versus your argument. If they're calling you names and trying to bash you and trying to do that, you've won the argument. You've won the argument because they have nothing left to argue with.
Right.
And one of the important things, one of the important things to do is how to deal. Like Todd Standing, I used to deal his followers, or maybe it was him himself. I used to ask, like on the Facebook groups, I would put the picture of the puppet up there and say, "So what you're telling me is, answer me this question. I'll answer anything you want, and I'll respond to that. But is that a Bigfoot?" And I put the puppet thing up there, and their response would be something else. I'm like, no, I'm not answering nothing. Answer the question. Is that a Bigfoot? Because that's what the guy you're sticking up for is saying is a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And is putting out there as evidence of a Bigfoot. So tell me that's a Bigfoot, and okay, I'll engage with you. Until that, you have nothing to say. Right?
Yeah.
And because if he puts out one hoax, guess what, folks? He's putting out all these other hoaxes. And that's what people don't understand, the whole psychology of it.
Yeah, they're using a tactic of deflection to try to change the subject to something else that they're comfortable speaking with.
Parkinson's law of triviality.
So they would ask a question, and I would deflect. Fine. First of all, before we go any further, is this a Bigfoot? Just answer me that question. And they would never say it is.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Not once.
I want to point out something that's kind of interesting now that you got me on that little ferret ride through TikTok. We might have been double-stepped here, everybody. And let me show you. I can't show you why, but let me tell you why. If you're on TikTok, there's a lot of channels just like the one you're talking about, Steve. There's one that has over 998,000 likes. And another one, and that channel is called. Let me just get the
Is
name.
the equivalent to a subscriber?
I'm not too sure. They've got 3,100, but the thing is, it's called Proof of Bigfoot .69.
Oh, jeez.
13.1 million views. We're on the wrong platform, everybody.
Yeah, apparently.
The next one is Bigfoot I Am Real. Bigfoot I Am Real. 819,000.8 views.
Wow.
77.5 thousand likes. Crypto University. They have 4.7 million views. Bigfoot Challenge, 34 million views. Bigfoot Sightings, 15.1 million views. And the list goes on. I don't know any YouTube channel that has up in the millions. I know one that has like a couple that have 1 million or so, but not that many views.
I wonder if the TikTok, the way that the view is counted is different than the YouTube view is counted, maybe. I don't know.
Well, you could be right, 100%. But what makes it curious to me is that the next generation isn't using YouTube, because you guys were talking earlier. Oh, yeah, my daughter said that everyone's onto TikTok, which is the new generation that knows nothing about the avalanche of information that's going to be falling on them, because it's the topic of Bigfoot's now starting to grab hold in that on that platform. So that's something I'm going to have to follow a bit longer.
So maybe us old people should go on TikTok, and we should start a TikTok channel or something.
Yeah, it's all young people on there too, right? So us old people don't have much credit with.
We'll be like, how do you figure this out now?
And that's a whole other generation. Yeah, whole other generation of garbage. So
that's why I tell people, don't even go to TikTok or accept anything from TikTok as Bigfoot evidence or anything. It's just a entertainment platform only. It's not anything for being presented as serious.
And I'm laughing because 5 years ago we said that about YouTube.
yeah.
That's funny. So you know,
oh my, this is good stuff over on these pages.
Yeah, I have enough on my hands just trying to keep up with Facebook and YouTube. I can't be on TikTok, and I tried Twitter. I haven't looked at my Twitter account in probably 6 months, I think.
Grasshopper writes, screw TikTok, shakes cane.
You little bastards! Get off my yard!
Get out of my yard!
Get off the lawn!
We need to go make MySpace more prevalent again. That's where we can take our stand. Come on, guys, we can change the backgrounds and create our own music.
Yeah. Wow, I mean, hundreds of thousands and millions of views, dude. I put up a video driving through Mammoth Cave looking at the leaves about 3 weeks ago, and I think I got 30 views, and I was tickled to death. 30 views.
You're going to make it to the top, just like Mary Tyler Moore. You're going to make it.
900,000 or a million views or multiple million views on stuff.
Tom! We're all friends with Tom. Where's Tom now? He's like elusive as Bigfoot.
He's more elusive than a Sasquatch.
And richer, probably.
He's doing the cheese with Chester Cheeto. Oh, good God, that is hysterical. Tom from MySpace.
Hi, I'm Tom from MySpace.
He's everybody's friend.
MySpace, man. MySpace. That's like still having CompuServe, isn't it?
What the hell's CompuServe?
See, that's what I mean.
Oh, high five chaser. Let me put this up.
That CompuServe was the internet.
We're talking about standings to the almost every encounter I've listened to describe the creature having a very wide mouth. Todd Standing's recordings do not show that. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a very good point. The only wide mouth about Todd Standing is Todd Standing.
They're all sort of if you think about it, all the face close-ups and stuff he has, they're all like really narrow, kind of human-ish features.
Yeah, the eyes, nose, and mouth are all this exactly as humans would be. Same distance from nostril to eye to lip, and that's human. So the mouth should be lower Should look a little lower than your.
And the eyes should be spaced further apart.
Kind of looks like Todd, huh?
Yeah, and not only that, its skin shouldn't be a fabric. Just saying.
Jim Henson had some material left over, probably from making nothing.
Hey, Steve, I recall seeing something, and was it part of the whole Dyer Biscardi hoax? Did they not cut the Bigfoot open with a pair of scissors or something at one time to show the intestines?
I have no idea.
I saw a video.
That might have been the gunshot.
These are supposed to be a video, and it's like, oh, we're gonna open them up, and I'm like, he's using, or maybe he was using the exact whatever he was using, but you could see it was fabric he was cut. I'm like, that doesn't look like skin, dude.
I don't think they ever released a video.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do
the only thing they ever released was pictures.
I'm gonna have to do research on that one.
Yeah, there was no.
Ask Nikki if
when that all went down. YouTube wasn't even really a thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
might be confusing it with a movie or something.
No, it wasn't a movie. This was a video that I saw that somebody put out that was supposed.
It was Peter Kane
claiming that it was an actual Bigfoot, and they had it on a table, and these guys like cut it open, and they had this, and I'm like, dude, that looks like claw.
Yes. Yeah, I get where you're going. I think I've seen that. The dude, he's had like a Bigfoot head or Bigfoot foot and stuff. And you can see this.
I don't believe it was Peter Kane. Because he does. He has like this huge Bigfoot head that he made, and all the other body parts that he made. But that wasn't him. I'm gonna have to look this up. Now it's gonna bug me.
That's interesting. You know, one of those on YouTube, and I don't know which one. They were showing, I don't know, it was a foot or a hand or something, and one of them might have been a head, and it was just a prop that they had made. You know, they did a fine job. But the problem was you could see like the metal pipe going up through the center where they had built around it. So,
yeah, that's Peter Kane. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like performance art. I think is more.
Yeah.
It's more like.
Now, I don't think Bigfoots have metallic skin.
Here's another group putting out hoaxes as well. Not Facebook Find Bigfoot, just Find Bigfoot. Now I don't know if that's run by the same dudes that ran Facebook Find
zoom
Bigfoot.
in a little bit there, Steve.
That's the bogus U.S. Forest Service sign that's been photoshopped and placed around, and that's the same icon that Facebook Find Bigfoot used to use and Find Bigfoot. But is it the same guys? I don't know, but. You know, very similar ilk in the fact that they like this guy, which is even more. Fred is the only researcher.
Yeah. Isn't he supposed to be the best Bigfoot researcher ever?
In the entire world, yeah, in the entire world with the 20-footers. Yeah, with the entire 20-footers
35 footers.
35 footers. Oh, man.
And they were 400 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got to remember what Fred KK Caney, because his illicit language he used, including some epithets and stuff like that, and making the excuse, I don't owe anybody any apology.
Incredible racist.
Yeah, I don't owe anybody an apology. That's just the way we talk down here.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You're
if you're racist,
maybe. Right. He shows experiences, but no evidence. You know, of course, he's a legend in his own mind.
Yeah, he looks like he lives in the woods. You know, he's got that rustic beard, and hasn't seen a barber shop since
his better part either.
Here, Lester, much.
Oh no, that's mean.
That's mean.
Might be not far from the truth.
It was mean not apologizing for what he said. That was mean, and then trying to turn himself into the victim.
We don't do racism. We don't like that person.
That's very true, Steve. That's very true. Don't want to give him anything to turn themselves into a victim.
He could get really violent. I mean, at one point, he threatened to shoot somebody's kneecaps off.
Yeah.
And then his better half threatened to beat the shit out of me a couple times.
Really?
I think you could take her. I think you
Yeah.
can take her. Yeah, I think you could.
Yeah, and how we know is you have all your teeth. So you never lost a fight.
I never did. I don't know about now, but I never did in the past. And I have some stories.
Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Well, I'd rather keep it to what they represent rather than, you know.
Right.
Yes. You're right. You are correct.
Looks like, yeah, just you know, so we have this great big, you know, influx of this stuff. It's just getting out of control. But you know, like Leon said last week, we are coming over the hump to that, and you know, people like, you know, and here's the thing about people playing victims, and we talked about deflection. You know, I mentioned Kat Hansen, you know, earlier in the program on you know, like deflection. One of the things she loves to deflect is in that the fact that she had stated that her life was threatened. So then all of a sudden I get this, you know, nut job yelling at me saying, "How dare you threaten a life? Where did I do that?" Well, she said that and I believe her. Well, show me the proof. Ask her for the proof that I threatened her. Just ask her for the proof that it didn't happen.
No, we don't.
I go,
do that.
number one, I'm a state licensed private investigator. Number two, I'm a notary public of the state of New York, which makes me an officer of the state. So I can't commit crime, any type of crime, because I'm an officer of the state of New York. So that being said, he apologized kind of half-assedly, but he apologized and said, "Can we agree to not let violence take over?" I agree. Nobody should be threatening Kat Hansen because she's a hoaxer.
Nobody wins a fight.
But then I catch a conversation between him and another guy fully embracing the idea of shooting me. Like a week later.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like a week later.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So, I mean, when you know, when people get to that kind of saying, the kind of funny thing is this, and no offense to my Southern brethren, but unfortunately, a lot of the comments that pertain to violence usually have been in the Southern half. Of course, that is their heart. That's the way. Hey, we take care of things. We take care of business. I mean, am I not right, Chris? That
yes, people tend to get physical. I mean, in Kentucky and further south.
Yeah, and I agree. It's everywhere. It's not. It's not contained.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. I'm a New Yorker, true and true. And my thing is, I won't threaten you. I just do it.
Yeah.
And that's my mentality. You know what? You want to say you're gonna show me? Just try it. That's my thing. I'm not. I don't have to say what I'm going to do. You know, I just do things. And frankly, I've never needed to resort to violence in my life.
Well, you know, I noticed that Bigfoot hoaxers tend to do that. They tend to play themselves as the victim, like, "Oh my God, you're, you know, doing whatever," and gaslight their own supporters or those whole people. And it's just one of those things, just to try not to give them any sort of ammo to use against you when you're calling them out for the hoax and stuff. And the less ammo you give them, the more on point that they have to discuss what's being brought up about their flawed investigation or hoax that they've been busted with.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's why I've always taken that approach as well. I never have to make a threat. I don't even need to make a threat to protect myself. It's just like, you know, whatever you want to go to violence, then you're just proving even more that I've won this argument. If you cannot beat me on the merits of the case or on the merits of stuff, you know, it was like the whole MK Davis thing. You know, number one, MK Davis did not want to debate the topic. That was much for sure. And number two, none of his attractors or none of his brethren came across to me and would give me a reason why I was wrong. because what happens is the buck stops here when I can say, hey, I was there, I saw that fence. That kind of throws them off.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't do violence.
Yeah, it's really not necessary. I mean, it's just keep it all on point, and
Yep.
I don't know. There's for all we know, that was Cat Hansen was that person telling you that and threatened to shoot you and stuff. I mean, these people can get crazy.
Yeah,
like psychopaths.
Yeah, and I don't understand. I'll tell you what, man. That's why I'm glad Leon's
That's bad.
here sometimes when I have questions, because I don't get where that comes from, man. Violence because I'm calling you out on a Bigfoot hoax, or violence because I'm not accepting your narrative and I'm questioning it, and then you're going to be like, "I'll just shoot you." I mean, it's like over Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Well, for some people, it's part of their identity, and taking away their world.
I mean, how many times have you been threatened,
over
Steve?
Bigfoot?
A lot.
I can't even count.
I've actually never been threatened, like physically or anything like that.
Several times. I mean, do you
I don't even get bad
late,
comments.
Ed Waterman? Remember?
Oh yeah.
He threatened me one time too.
That dude is crazy.
Yeah, and unfortunately, his demise kind of, I don't wish that upon anybody, and I feel bad for the guy. And you look at it, he may have threatened you, but there was a man in crisis.
Yeah, he was.
So we got to look at people. We all kind of made a poke of fun at Fred Caney, but we have to look at those two. Those people are in crisis.
True.
They're what I call, they're not unintentional hoaxers, but they're hoaxing because they want to feel part of something. They want to feel elevated. And then what they do is when they're criticized, they deflect. They pick on somebody's color. They pick on somebody's sexuality. They pick on, which we've seen them do.
Oh, right away. I mean, they even attacked my kids at one point.
So
that's
there's
correct.
different types of hoaxers, and some of them have probably innocent intentions, like they just want to be in the spotlight because they have some sort of problem in their life right now, and they're feeling
they need to feel in control of something, and that's where they're in control of.
And we've seen that, Janice Carter, the whole Fox thing, and Fox came to my door and knocked on it and asked for garlic, and Igor Burtsev getting a phone call and believing it.
Goodness, yeah.
Right. I mean, Kawani Lapsaritis. The Sasquatch people communicate with me all the time in my head.
Wait a minute, Janice, was that the one that said she grabbed hairs off his wrist as he went to reach for something?
When
she went to hand him the garlic, she reached out and grabbed some hair, pulled it from his wrist, and she said he gave her a real surprised look, like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, apparently they don't have cameras there, huh?
Bob says, when I close my eyes, I swear you guys are talking about politicians.
Well, when all this stuff was going on at the Carter farm, though, Igor was there for a period of time. He lived with Janice Carter, and I don't think he ever saw anything there,
No, he didn't. But here's the thing, and people don't understand this. It happens when you had Dr. Warren Cook visit Ivan Marks. Now I'm going back that stuff that predates me, but I'm a historian on this topic, so I know it. Dr. Warren Cook was the mentor of both of my mentors, and he looked at the Ivan Marks films and said that they do not conform to what we would suspect a Sasquatch should or would look like. Yeah. But he goes, I have a hard time believing that Ivan and Peggy would hoax me because they are just such down-to-earth people and we're very caring and giving. And the thing is, con men, as I've said before on the show, and people will hear it and I preach it, con man is short for confidence. You don't run a con by being a dick. You run a con by being that good, wholesome, honest, I'll do anything for you type of person. And that's how they get them. That's what a confidence scheme is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a con is not the same as a con man. Con man is short, or I'm sorry, con man is not the same or short for convict or an ex-con. That stands for convict, right? But a con man is short for confidence man.
Well, years ago, Janice was a member of the Bigfoot forums. I don't know if she still is or not, but I offered her, you know, because at this time she was having daily or almost daily, I'd say routine encounters with Fox, the big guy. And so, you know, I just, you know, I contacted her directly. And Janice, if you're watching, you may remember this. I offered her $10,000 cash to introduce me to Fox. No strings attached. I'd bring the cold cash, hand it to her. Just as soon as I, you know, shake Fox's hand or he's standing in front of me. And she wasn't able to do that.
So let's go around the room. What do you guys think is the worst hoax, or, and it doesn't have to be like an intentional hoax, or it could be, you know, something like a habituation scam. Let's go around the room. We'll start with Joe. What do you guys think is the worst one going forward, and that you believe is, for whatever reasons you may believe it, this is the worst because of whatever? It's no right or wrong answer.
The worst.
We'll just put Joe on the spot here.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Take a minute, Joe. No hurry.
There's so many of them to choose from.
Yeah, are you talking channels or are you talking videos?
Steve, you're muted. Okay, I guess he went away. I think he's just talking about the videos, probably.
So not channels.
Yeah, not specific channels. Yeah.
That's
my impression anyway, Leon. You know.
I don't know. There's plenty of them up there. For some reason, the one that pops right into my head is a Sonny Vader video, or not even a video. It's a picture. Of him putting a game camera up right next to something that's supposed to be a Sasquatch structure, which looks like something a bushcrafter built.
Right.
And then in the next photo, miraculously, there's a Bigfoot standing right next to that particular structure with the game camera like 10 feet away from it. Yeah. And yet nobody else can catch anything on a game camera.
That's
nobody
handy.
else can catch anything on a game camera, but here it is. He's got one standing next to a thing, and it's like, okay. So, yeah, I think that's pretty bad. I mean,
right.
Other than his deer behind the tree, the deer head behind the tree, that's a pretty bad one.
I remember that one.
It was a nice mount.
He tried. It's like,
Brent.
good job, Sonny.
That's a good one, Joe. Brent, what are your thoughts, man?
For favorite video, or I would probably favorite hoax video, or
hoax.
Hoax.
The one that you think leads you to, well, gosh, this is a hoax. You
know. Probably like the Freeman footage or the Marble Mount footage, just because they influence so much of the subject that I put those as, you know.
Well, the Marble Mountain, yeah, I think after they showed some close-ups, so they did like a whole show on that, and I can't remember the name of it. But,
Finding Bigfoot, yeah.
Yeah. And at the very end of that footage, when the creature stops running and starts walking, you know, I think that's very revealing about that whole deal. And
it was a campground area, and you know, bushcraft, man-made bushcraft area right there, and you know, it's kind of,
and it does kind of, to me now. Of course, you know, I'm giving you my opinion. When it starts walking at the end and it flips something off of its head, and people start saying, "Oh, it's carrying a young one." Well, where was the young one the whole time? It was like running across the side of the hill, or The young one wasn't there.
It was
then.
sleeping. It was sleeping. It's taking a little baby Bigfoot nap.
Yeah, but now that Freeman footage though, that's pretty controversial.
Yeah, well, with Freeman, it seemed like all Bigfoot activity started and ended with him in that area. Like on the watershed, and he admitted to hoaxing prints. And
yeah.
It just seems like none of the Bigfooters at the time really kind of believed. Like the investigators, like Thomas Steinberg, they didn't really believe in Freeman as far as him. They feel that he had Ivan Mark syndrome, and a lot of people feel that it was like his son Dwayne in the suit. And not to mention, there's another Freeman footage that nobody really ever. I think I've seen it once. It was like years ago, just randomly. I don't even know where. But so there's another Freeman footage, which is kind of weird and suspicious about it.
Well, that the only thing that that does have a lot of background questions, deals and stuff that happened that was chance that seemed to be really convenient. That to me raised up a red flag, because one time Meldrum made a visit to Freeman, and it just so happened when Meldrum showed up, we have these fresh tracks just made. That's really kind of convenient to me. I don't know it. Maybe they were real legit, but that puts up a flag though.
Well, he did claim to examine them and feel that they were real.
Yes.
So,
but they were weathered too, and I don't know if because they were a little older, so I don't know how much you can really determine with that, and sometimes I don't know if Jeff just agrees with somebody just to be nice or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I'd say he tells it like it is, because Les Stroud, when he did the fake casting and took it to Meldrum, and Meldrum looked at it for a little while, and I was thinking, oh, dude, why are they doing this to Jeff Meldrum? And of course, Les did a really good job on the track, on the print, but no sooner than Meldrum had it in his hands to start looking at it, he wanted to get into it further. Well, let's scan this because something doesn't look exactly right.
To me, that is so disingenuous. Don't fake evidence and try to pull it. Even though he was able to discern it. To me, that's disingenuous.
Yeah,
it would be. I have always brought guests on this show with full disclosure of why they're being brought on a show. I wouldn't bring on a guest to Pearl Harbor them with,
right.
I would never do that. That to me, hey, if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it up front and open. And
you can't further Bigfoot research by trying to hoax a researcher. That's something else. That's not furthering the research.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. Nikki, how about you?
Oh my. Well, I got two big ones. I don't have one, but the big one, my number one, is of course Ricky Dyer.
Yep.
And his hoaxes and his attitude about hoaxing and his complete and utter disregard for his actions,
lack of remorse,
and the lack of remorse. He's very far out of touch with any type of feeling in regards to his actions. So that would be my ultimate one, is he did put a scar on the community. You can move on from that. Everybody can. Not everybody was taken in from his antics. Some were like me, who just followed him because I thought he was hilarious, but a lot of people did unfortunately get sucked into giving him money and pushing him,
giving him support
in his hoaxes.
Patty Troy just asked, did Les really hoax a print? I never heard that before.
Yes.
He did, but he did with disclosure.
Yes.
He did it saying, I'm going to make this print and see if,
right.
Right. So it wasn't like he put it out there and just let it go. Oh, by the way, no, he actually preambled it. So
while he was doing it, he said, "We're going to do this and make a track and take it to Dr. Meldrum."
Right. So I wouldn't say that would be a hoax necessarily. I would say that was he made a track to see if it would fool somebody. And
right.
And it's funny for those who didn't catch that episode with Ricky Dyer on Nikki's show, Hairy Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks. You got to catch it. I made a little appearance on that, and it wasn't quite friendly at first because the guy was, and it was amazing how and Joe mentioned it to me, the 180 he did after I got on that show.
Yeah, man, you went in there lit up because I had to listen to I couldn't catch it live. And when I heard you were coming on, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to get good. And man, you were in there lit up, like, listen up, son. This is what,
man, I thought you were going to come to the screen.
Yeah, that was awesome. No, that was awesome.
It's, I've learned a long time ago that as an interviewer and an interrogator, sometimes you have to, depending on the personality type. And Rick is a, textbook narcissist. So, and hopefully the post show, he understood some of that, because we had Nikki and I, along with Pat, had a long talk with him after the show, which was kind of funny. And we got some really interesting insights, I think.
That show with that after thing was as long as the real show.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It
and
really
it was a really decent conversation.
Yeah.
Where Pat was actually screaming. Pat got very fired up, in the after show a bit. And I kind of said, wait a minute, everybody and all of a sudden I'm the voice of reason. Like, wait a minute. I said, you got to understand, Rick, where Pat's coming from. This is, his reality, and when you did that, and the way I explained it, I don't know if it was, and I always wonder, because you never know with him, is this a portrayed thing or is this a fake thing? Or should I say, is it a portrayed thing or is it a real thing? But what I do know is that after I made that comment to him, he got very quiet. So I think what happens is that it makes an impact for a while. I don't know if it sticks,
Right.
And finally he understood, and he even said and apologized, which I thought was pretty amazing. I've never heard him apologize before in my life, but he apologized because he never realized that how this would hurt somebody until I explained it the way I did. And after that, he was like, very humble, very quiet, and left us. So, and we haven't heard from him since.
Yeah,
and I really think that if there's any lesson to be taught, is that if we don't hear from him again about the topic of Bigfoot, maybe it did stick.
Yeah.
Just the way I had to explain.
After the first hoax, I mean, there had to be a lot of guys that were going into work, and this was on the news, and they were saying, "See, I told you guys I'm not crazy." See, they were finally vindicated from their sighting. They had the closure, like, yes. And then when it turned out to be a hoax, okay, now they're going back to work, holding their head down again. Oh man, that made it so much worse.
But that he did it twice. That he did it twice. That was that was
Yeah, and you did, because
incredible.
Pat did. Pat was trying to really help him more than I think he should have at the time. And I cautioned Pat, been down this road or close to that road. You don't want to just, if he's going to do stuff, let him do it. Don't try to help him with it.
You need to let him just say what he's going to say. And I never took him for his word. I always went into the whole interview that whatever he said he was going to say, I'm going to allow him to say that, but I don't believe a word he says.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I have to take everything with a grain of salt. And I only knew the facts I had. Right. So, which is actually a lot, thanks to Steve and, other people who put out information. But You could go on and on. I mean, you could probably count that baby Bigfoot he was supposed to take over to California as another hoax.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that one.
You know, because that was something totally different.
Yep. And that lost him a lot of people when when I showed up and he's like, well, where is it? Well, I'm not going up there. And so yeah, that was a very very interesting night indeed. Very
Steve
interesting.
catches a plane, boom, California.
And I actually, and Nikki, I think you were there, but I did the follow-up show. I did a follow-up show on that, the special edition show. Actually showing the police report.
Yeah,
in the build-up where it said that I didn't really introduce him. He asked me about Tom Biscardi, and that was not even my verbiage. That was somebody else's verbiage.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I never. This was all a nice little setup. He's pretty devious. And Leon probably can explain a little bit more to the psycho. He's like, no, I can't. No. That guy is effed up beyond anything I can answer. But we're going to move over to Leon and what he thinks is the biggest, baddest hoax or hoodwink that went on.
Okay, I'm having a really hard time because I am listening, but the activity between watching a 30-pound overweight pug trying to get onto a labradoodle while the labradoodle's squeaking a toy, which you're going to hear in about 5 seconds. And I was sitting here going, do I put them outside? They're going to ask me the question.
No, you turn the camera and let us watch too, because that would be entertaining for us as well.
It's like, I'm going, oh my God, what is happening over there? Johnny goes, what are you doing? Oh. Toy, squeaky, toy, squeaky, toy, squeaky, toy, squeaky. It's like, what? It's like you're using her grandma's bed.
Oh God.
Anyways, okay, it's kind of a trick question in a way because I think of the best Sasquatch track or best Sasquatch video that I liked that was totally wrong and I fell for hook, line, and sinker was the red cedar one with
the creature from the giant sequoias.
Yeah, with the what's his name there? Levin? No, it wasn't Levin. He was a producer, from university, and they had
Levin's. Not Blevins, Sean Bannon.
That's it. Yeah. Because I mean, honestly, that for a hoax, that one there is like an Emmy or an Oscar because it looks like what a Sasquatch should look like when it's running through the forest. Right. The way they did it took me in just totally right. Going through the trees like this and coming down that hill chasing that guy. I mean, it's just like hook me. I'm already in the boat in the cooler because it was such a great video.
I used to have another photo of back scene, excuse me, where the guy was sitting down. The Bigfoot, they had him sitting down on a log, and his head was sitting on his knee, and I couldn't find it again. This was way back when. I only could find the one photo of him with the Bannons there next to him, but there was all kinds of back photos, back scene photos. Yep. And but
that's the problem as time moves forward, all that evidence slowly goes into the mist, you know. And
yet there are still people out there, even them knowing that Rick Dyer is what he was, and not to go back to that, I'm sorry, but I just thought came to me. There's still people who say his tent Bigfoot was legit, and I'm like, no.
Well, we and I'll say this, and Nikki's here, but for the first time ever, Rick admitted that was all fake. Did he not?
It's fake, yeah.
Yeah, he admitted to us on the after show that was all fake, and Morgan
on my show, he said he totally declared it was real.
Right.
Yeah, he did.
And then in the after show, he actually said it was fake.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm glad that's out because I only told a few people.
Yeah.
But I hadn't put that out on a show or anything.
And that was after his apology. And boom, He actually said it. Pat was there too. Pat heard that as well. I do have a live picture from what's going on where Leon is right now, and we're trying to get that up. Oh, there it is, right there.
Oh my God. Okay, it's a Labradoodle, bigger dog on the bottom.
Now you're gonna get
with a squeaky toy.
There it went.
You know, I do make it very clear the show is not made for kids, so I'm completely within YouTube.
But I have to watch it. So my camera goes dead. You know, I've taken the dogs outside and just get away from me. Crazy things.
Oh, yeah, Lester. There we go. I believed him.
You did not.
Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with Rick, and I think he's probably
what? No, Pooch Hub.
No.
Pooch Hub.
You know, it's just don't have anything against Rick Dyer, personally, nothing. But you know, I wouldn't believe he had a Bigfoot if he beat me over the head with a severed Bigfoot arm. I'd still doubt. You know, this didn't come off a Bigfoot. That's a gorilla arm, dude. Something.
Hey, Steve, was I correct in hearing he also admitted that initial Bigfoot he supposedly found dead, that never existed as well, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He admitted that in the after show.
Yeah.
No, he actually did. He said, no, it was all, everything made the whole thing up.
And it's kind of funny, really, because, you know, people don't realize this because they don't get to hear it, but the after show is usually better.
Always.
Than the show because, you know, nobody's, you know.
And he also claimed that Morgan Matthews didn't know anything and all of that footage was real. And that's also not true.
Right. Yeah. Morgan Matthews. He said Morgan Matthews helped them. Yeah.
He even told us that the actor who was in the tent video was an actor who actually had a part in the what's the ring? The little Hobbit guys. What's it called?
One ring to rule us all.
Lord of the Rings or
Lord
whatever.
of the Rings.
But I remember him also saying that you know, that the actor was kind of complaining because of the bugs or whatever.
Yeah, he was kind of detailed about that, and they came out of nowhere. But that he said,
and that was after I kind of beat him up with that whole, you know, this is Pat's reality, and you know, this is people's reality, and this is why they were so hurt and offended, and you know, and he just kind of, it was just the weirdest look because you can just see him all of a sudden he just leaned back and went, you know, you could see him, and he was quiet for the longest time, and
it was.
And then boom, he came out very slow talking, saying, I never really had that explained to me that way.
Like that.
Nobody ever told me like that. And, you know, that's, maybe I did in the past. I don't know. But it's very interesting. Do I think it's going to stick? I'm not so sure. Just because I know the nature.
I think it's in his nature to do whatever he can to.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, we all know he's not a reliable source for anything Bigfoot related. So,
right.
Yeah, no.
What I found out, and this is a question I'd like to ask Leon when Leon comes back on, is that at least I believe he has moments where he gets into a truth rhythm, where you have hit a nerve with him, and he's able, for a while at least, to speak the truth. And then eventually it wears off and he goes back into his, you know, delusion or method of, you know, feeling, you know, basically it's almost like a bipolar type of thing. Like you can get him to this one point and then he's that way for a little bit. And then he'll eventually swing back to the more manic section where he is the greatest and, you know, thing ever. And so you have to take the truth when you can get it from him. And there are times when you can tell he's telling the truth because he gets very, very quiet, very depressive, almost very.
His speech even changes a little bit.
Yeah, you can tell in the speech pattern. And when I many years ago went down there to get the evidence on Biscardi and all that stuff, that was the kind of interactions I was having with him, to the point where he actually, we had spoke about his stutter, and he admitted that, and his stutter actually came out when I was talking with him down in Georgia. Actually had that on video for a bit, where he actually kind of stuttered for a second, which was very clear to me that wasn't like it was, you could tell he was a stutterer at that point. Never knew that until that very point in the video, and then we had a conversation after the fact. So and I did that off camera, out of respect, because that's the kind of person I am. I'm like, so, you've always been a stutterer, and boom, we got in this big conversation of how and why that came about. And that story, and I'm not going to tell that story, but that story has always remained consistent over the years of why he became a stutterer. So, yeah, there is a part where, I can, and matter of fact, it's kind of funny. I did speak with him 2 days after the show on the phone, because I wanted to see if it stuck. I called out, reached out to him. I just want to see how you're doing, yada, yada, yada. And then, true to his nature, towards the end of the phone call, he tried to put a wedge between you and I, Nikki.
Why?
His comment was, "Oh yeah, Nikki was really pushing me for info about you, so don't trust her."
I was.
Yeah. So when he got to that point, and
you
he
weren't
said it
even
that
lined
way,
up to come on. When you came on, you contacted me.
Right. So once he said it, and the way he said it, I go, "There's the old Rick back."
Manipulation.
So,
yes.
So that's when I stopped talking to him again. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
You're gonna play one against the other.
Right. So I see what's, I see, and the whole, I think the whole motive behind that was, you can trust me. I'm trustful. I'll tell you, everything. So that's why once I start seeing that little manipulation come into play, I'm very wise to it. That's why I didn't bother contacting you right afterwards. I knew it was a manipulation. Yeah. I got him lock, stock, and barrel. So I was like, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, you take care. And that was it. So
yeah, he'll always revert back to his,
I believe so,
his natural self. And
I believe so. No matter what the trauma is going on in his life, and he has done a lot to hurt himself the last couple of years.
Oh my, jeez. I used to be subscribed to his channel when he was going through that whole overseas thing. I was like, oh my God, this is better than reality TV almost.
Yeah.
I felt bad for the guy, but he's just like self-imposed. He does it himself.
He does it to himself.
It's like, dude, it's like, what do you expect is going to happen? It's like, wow.
He's got more stories than any normal person should have.
Well, he's not a normal
traumatic
person.
Stories. He's dealt with Mexican mafia and his
supposed
Thailand woman that lost him his marriage, his bankruptcy with his car dealerships, his tummy tuck, his all of this stuff. He just has full on stories.
He admits to having a tummy tuck.
Oh, he showed it.
Oh,
I didn't see that. Thank God.
It.
Oh, Rick,
What?
Rick, I wouldn't have told that, brother. I wouldn't have told it. Oh.
There's videos out there of that man's stomach.
Okay. Oh, no, I wouldn't have told that. And
yeah, you went to Mexico.
Oh, the Mick, it's nothing. I don't have anything against Dyer personally. That's fine. But I
there you go, Pat.
I wouldn't go out with him on a field trip because our goals are not aligned. I don't think we would get along too well.
I think we can squeeze.
Wow.
So, okay. So, Pat made a request. Let's see if we can squeeze him in the crew here tonight. I think we can.
Oh,
do
wow.
It.
This will be the most
get
people we've
really
ever had.
tight.
Really?
Come on, guys. Get your shoulders in. Shoulders in.
My wife's on me to lose some weight, and I told her, "Are you kidding? Winter's just starting."
Look, there he is. Hey, Pat.
Hey, guys.
Oh, you sounded a little down, lad. What's up?
Hey,
Pat.
Hey, gals. Nikki, and Joe.
We want your opinion on this Sasquatch photo.
That's
It's a porcupine.
No, Brent, that is inconclusive. If you,
let me do a video about it. I'll show you all about it. I'll give you the measurements.
I need a red circle.
You're looking at a Sasquatch climbing a Muppet.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Red Rocket.
No, none of that talk here.
No, Steve, no.
Now we got a party.
Terrible.
Sorry. Okay, Pat, you wanted to tell your side of the story. Well, here's the rest of the story. Back to Paul Harvey.
Yeah, so you guys were talking about that interaction backstage. And I insisted. I forced my way into that situation. I tugged on Nikki's shirt. I was let me in backstage after show, right? And she did. Mm-hmm. And that was a huge mistake. Because I came into that super passionate. And you guys saw what happened and you touched on it. And I thought I got through to him because like you guys just touched on that. You were talking about how Rick changed his tone, and I saw all that. And I was like, I'm getting through to this guy. Like I'm getting through to him. And that actually meant something to me. That was important to me in that moment. And boy, did it bite me in the ass. So I'm also here to say to everybody watching that, you know, as good as that felt in that moment, like Nikki and Steve were trying to like dial me back from that. And I wasn't having it. I went deeper. And it bit me in the ass, man. I almost lost everything. I did. Almost like relationships were torn that night. I'll say torn. That night. And not with you guys, obviously.
Here's a story of a man named Brady.
But, you know, the next day, like Nikki and Steve, like you guys know this, that the very next day, like I was very humbled and like I talked to you, Steve, and I was messaging with Nikki and I was explaining everything that had happened. And yeah, that cost me a lot, dude. Going into that situation and trying to talk to Rick and feeling like I got through to him almost cost me serious, important relationships. So I just wanted to say that is what happened out of that whole thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, and that's why I called you that. I was like, what's going on?
Bad
stuff. I mean, I understand you have a big heart, Pat. You have a real big heart. You're a very passionate guy about what you believe. And I get that. You know, I too am passionate, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
I have, you know, all I got to say is that, you know, you tried. And luckily it didn't cause, at least I hope not. It's not a permanent.
No,
nothing was permanent.
No, I've recovered from that.
And that's good.
Yeah. But in the I mean, not fully. Like I think there's maybe still trust issues there.
There is
some people, you know.
But what you were doing should really have, at least in my opinion, it has nothing to do with necessarily trust. Wasn't like you were propagating any fake narratives or anything like that. You were merely, because you're a human being, was merely trying to help another human being. And I get that. And I understand that. And that's all traditionally, that's what we want to do. We want to help other human beings. That makes us feel good internally. Even if we're recognized or not recognized, it doesn't matter. If I see somebody that fell in the street and I help them up, at the end of the day, I feel good that I was able to help somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, that's not anything there that should shirk the trust of you.
I agree. It's just what happened after that, Steve, is that I kind of like got a boost of like, oh man, I did something cool tonight, and I talked shit to my friends. And so I turned that around in a weird way and talked shit to them in a very inappropriate manner.
Yep.
And that's where things went off the rails. So I felt like I really had done something cool, man. I busted through. I got through to Rick Dyer and made him back down. And he kind of did. He kind of did, to be fair. We can all admit, but then again, who knows what that's all about, right? I'm not trying to say anything other than I felt like I had really like done something cool, and then I went to my friends and I talked crap about it in a way that
during that whole thing,
wasn't
Pat,
appropriate. Yeah.
do you remember hearing me and Steve trying to tell you to?
Yes.
Okay.
I do now. I didn't then. I was sort of pushing you guys away because I was like Rick, I'm changing him. Like he's coming around. We could bring him on a show. We can get him to talk about. Like I had all these thoughts going through my head.
You had a million thoughts at a time, and they were just jumping out. But you weren't hearing Steve during all that. Steve was talking to him, and it was a lot of Steve's words that were getting to him, to Rick.
Yeah. I know that now.
Because you were so hyper focused on
I was.
tomorrow and the next day. And that, because when I let you into the chat, holy moly, you came in Spitfire.
Oh, I did. I gave him.
You cursed him out the minute you came in.
Yeah, I was giving him the bones.
But that's the right attitude to take with him. As an interrogator, this was a classic interrogation model. That when I finally hit the right words to him, I know that dealing with this kind of person, it could change tomorrow. So the whole idea is to get what you can in that time, with witnesses, and we weren't recording, but with witnesses at that time. So we ended up getting, that the whole Morgan Matthews thing was fake. We got that whole ending was fake. We got the tent video was fake, and the actor was an
fake.
Actor. It was all fake. We got that, right? That is something that's a takeaway. As if I was doing an interrogation on a suspect that committed a crime that was a sociopath, or was that you try to humanize as best you can, and once you get that in, you get what you can, and then you walk away, because it may change tomorrow. That's why at that point we would, if this was a criminal thing, I would get their statement right away, or get their statement on video right away, and now they have a big disadvantage if they try to turn away from it. See, so that's why you get what you can and you move out, because tomorrow things may be different. And I know if you heard me before you came on the show, that a couple of days later, things were starting to skew a little bit with him trying to put a wedge between me and Nikki. And that I was expecting, and I knew right at the end, I was waiting for it, because I've had so many years of experience dealing with this guy.
Well, I can say this, dude. I can say this is that even if I did break through to him in that moment, it was fleeting, because I texted him the next day, and we exchanged numbers, whatever. Right. I texted him the next day. It's like, hey, this is my number. He texted me back. Okay, cool. Haven't heard a word since. No. So that's not somebody who is like, oh, I want to actually do the right thing. That's, you know what I mean? Like, so I screwed up so bad, and I almost lost everything. Like, all these people you see here in my life, I thought I lost them all. Leon, Brent, Joe, others. Like, I thought I screwed up that bad. I couldn't believe. I mean, Nikki and Steve were the only thing I had to hold on to because they were there, and I screwed up. I admit it.
But you came through that, and that's
You
the
did,
most
yeah.
important
I
thing.
did.
You let us be there
God.
for you, and that's the most important thing.
Well, I think it's important that we share another angle since our
Yeah.
position hasn't been shared here yet. And it's not that we were going to give up on Pat. We were throwing kind of an olive branch capacity test to see whether or not he'd take the higher ground, and he did. It wasn't about, if he wouldn't have taken the higher ground in his actions of what he did, it'd be hard not to. And it wasn't about attacking him about what most people are probably thinking we were attacking. We weren't attacking him. First of all, we were caring for him, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the truth, the truth will set you free, but man, it will hurt. It will suck. And you won't like it because you feel in a way exposed. And when you're dealing with somebody who's exposed like that, you're trying to guard their dignity as well, so that they can have enough space, or the right space, so that they will take the higher ground. And he did. He's done that twice now to us. So, and one day we will be there. So may we be as capable. So life is not easy, and life is, especially doing what we're doing and wanting to find facts and stuff. It's easy to, like, I just recently been really yakking about the Neil deGrasse's quote there. It's not good enough just to be right. We can be right all we want. We have to be effective. If you want to change any system or any person, you have to be effective in how you talk to them, how you unravel it, so that it's not a familiar blocker sentence they hear automatically, where they just automatically shut down and go to the right ear response instead of the left ear, which is we're engaged with each other. So I just think it's important that you guys understand that it's not necessarily that we're against anybody here. It's tough trying to find the truth, and it's embarrassing, and you'll screw up, and that's all part of the process. But we're trying to also visually help people see a different way. And I think it's kind of instead of being afraid all the time, that's what drives me bonkers on some of these. Yeah. Earlier, when you asked me about, the best video or whatever, and I asked about, I think, Steve, you were off there for a sec, but I said, can it be a channel? Because that's the biggest letdown, is when you've been following somebody and then you realize, holy shit, this is just not even close to being correct. That's a huge kick in the kashgoogie boogie googie things.
Well, I think that's when a lot of people leave the whole Bigfooting thing in general. They're like, oh, this is just a subject full of this, and just leaves a bad taste in their mouth, and they just end up leaving.
Yeah. Well, like anything, you have to swim the channels to find the right channel for you, and we have, there's some people that, hey, you know what? Hey, we see Bigfoot every day when we go out, and they all hang out together, and that's fine for them. What happens is that when you have a general consensus public or somebody new, and they're getting influenced by these people and they believe it's the ultimate truth, that is, where we have to, intercede a bit. Yeah. I've seen in there's a lot of motivations. Monkey Ranch said hoaxers get a high from the accolades from their sheeple admirers. Yes and no. Some people don't hoax for that particular reason. What about Todd Standing? I don't think Todd Standing is doing it for the accolades. He's doing it for his wallet. That's why he takes people out for $3,000 at a hitch. Tom Biscardi definitely could care less about people would think of him. He's all about the dollars and cents.
Well, Rick Dyer showed us. Yeah, Rick Dyer. Yeah, there you go.
Rick Dyer is about his own inner self. He gets off on the people that get angry at him just as much as the people that follow him. And that's because he's fooling them, and because it gives him a feeling of being above it and not being that bullied kid anymore. He's above it all, and he is the alpha male. And that's why he portrays himself as that when he is really not. So we have to understand those things as well. But, what I was my point with Pat is that can we help? I know factually that it is beyond my capabilities and anybody here's capabilities. Where that is going to take as a psychiatrist, a counseling, medication that will take care of him. And that's the fact, because he has underlying issues that supersede just talking it out.
I agree. I agree with you 100%.
And that's the reason why you can only take it. You know, I'll get what I can get today. Worry about tomorrow another day. And that's, you know, that's the interrogator's job.
Fill me in as somebody that didn't really follow Rick Dyer's illustrious career post hoax. I gathered as much he went to Thailand. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, why did he go to Thailand? Was he looking for the?
He went on a vacation and to get with girls.
Well, yeah, it was. I think it was a business disguised with a business trip, is what it originally was. I think him and somebody else went. Yeah.
Yeah, one of his cronies.
Found love. Found love.
But the whole trip was pretty much just to sleep around.
Well, who doesn't go to Thailand to get chicks?
Well, with the
well, he's married.
I've been there. That's kind of scary.
Roger Patterson went to Thailand.
Plus, the girls are really guys.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
The really pretty girls are guys.
No, I recommend, if you guys want some real life, real entertainment, you know, go check out Rick Dyer's channel, because it's like he was like so transparent that with his whole life, it's like, wow, is this even real? But yeah, it's all real. It's like a slow moving train wreck.
Yeah, like, I mean, even the legal documents that I've seen kind of correlates with what he's saying in the videos.
Well, I was just kind of
he just let it all out. I'm like, geez, man, this is like so voyeuristic.
Yeah, if he went there to like party, or he went there looking for you know, these rock apes and stuff, you know. But
oh no, he wasn't there Bigfooting. He was just there partying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roger Patterson also went after he'd made the Patterson Gimlin film. He went to Thailand, but I think he went to the northeast looking for rock apes from Vietnam. And I'm not certain how he did, because as far as I'm aware of it. Now, Henry may have a different outlook on it. He may have found some stuff on it, but I never could find anything, anybody's 2 cents about it, other than, he went there, then he came home.
Yep.
So it's more or less like a vacation, I think.
Well, that's what some of those are. You know, they're vacations for people.
Right.
Lord knows what Leon is doing right now.
Oh, I hope he's not having to go get a bucket of ice water to separate the.
Oh, man, he's muted too.
Man. Gee.
I wanted to see that pug trying to get up on that Labradoodle personally. I thought that would have been funny. Should have just turned the camera for us.
They are
wow.
They have their own nature that drives them, and sometimes you can't do anything about it.
I don't know if you caught Chris's comment, Leon. No.
No, I was just wondering.
Got that right. Honestly, if I didn't have the camera off right there, and what you just heard, which you probably didn't hear, which I'm glad you didn't hear it.
Oh my God, just shut up! I'm trying to listen. But I have a squeaky toy and I'm in love as a Labradoodle.
Here.
Yeah.
Well, Leon.
That's Dolly the Labradoodle.
There she is.
The 40-pound pug over there is like the size of her head, trying to.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. I get it. Go away. Lay down or something. Oh my God.
Well, you know, Leon, Chris, while you were away, said, I hope Leon didn't have to get a bucket of water to get him apart. So I got ice water. And I was like,
yes, that's a big learning curve for one. Why do you get a bucket of water?
So
we'll find out.
Monkey Wench says, I want to go on vacation to Australia and go on a Yowie tour. Now, here's the interesting thing. I, for years, would love to go down under. And please, no bad feelings toward my friends down in Australia and New Zealand and all those lovely countries there. But literally everything in the forests and the desert of Australia wants to kill you.
Yes.
And eat you.
And they have bugs that you
poison
can put
you.
a collar and a leash on down there.
Yeah.
That if they bite you, you will die a very miserable and painful death.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, even
sounds
the
like
bugs
Florida
wanna kill you.
sometimes.
Very poisonous things down there.
I'm convinced even kangaroos will kill you.
Yeah, lots.
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of,
Dude, have you seen some of those pictures, man?
Well, yeah,
huge.
lots of dogman down there, and they're in the wide open. You could take pictures of them all the time.
Wow.
Dogman hopping around, aka kangaroos. Yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing is I didn't realize that dogmen being dogs, they'd have a pouch to carry their pups in, which is kind of funky, actually, if you really think about it. Would it be neat to have a dog like the Labradoodle here? She gets pregnant to have a little pouch where all the little puppies could be, and you could just smell them right there, like little puppy breath. And they're so cute.
Why not? We do have marsupials.
Get on it, science. Come on, science. Get on it. Forget about cloning something. Give us a dog with a pouch.
You know, that's something that Leon has got me thinking about that I have literally lost track of. It left the brain, but was the Tasmanian tiger a marsupial?
No.
Was
No.
it?
Wait, I thought it was.
I don't know.
I'm making it up. How the hell would I know? I'm
I don't know.
Canadian. Do I live in Australia?
Yeah.
What the hell do we know? I don't
used to be
know.
there, but it's gone.
It's true that the North, the Canadian moose has a pouch about it. Sure, why not?
But yeah, Chris, that is correct. The Tasmanian tiger is
An extinct carnivorous marsupial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would have been really close. To
The only
having
place,
a
the
dog
only
with a
place
pouch.
more dangerous than Australia is the villages.
With village people?
No, the villages down in Florida.
Oh.
Those old people will run you down with a golf cart quicker
Oh, yeah.
than you can snap a twig.
I don't know where is Sonny.
Yeah, Hell's Grannies. Yeah, Hell's
You
Grannies.
forgot to
down there,
yell
man. They
for
got
you,
their own
bastard.
patches. Yeah.
I'm paranoid about wildlife. You know, I love wildlife. It's great, but you know, really, when you go into the woods, the stuff is designed to kill you.
Now
Okay?
that is
That's
cool.
nature. And so I have this real fear about poisonous snakes, especially since I live in an area that we have very nice ones. And I wear snake boots when I go out in the late spring and stuff. And, you know, without those, I would not feel comfortable. But if you go to Australia, man, I mean, yeah, they got the most poisonous snakes in the world. And every snake you look at, okay, that could kill me. That could kill me. That could kill me. You know, it's like, no, that's a black snake. That's a garter snake. Those are harmless. You know, you have to worry about every snake and every spider, you know, even. Oh, where'd Leon go? Oh, there he is.
How big is that tiger, Nikki?
That one was fairly big. I was laying by the side of him.
I notice you're not on the business end of the tiger. Well, you are on the business end of the tiger.
Well,
Not
when
the
you
eating
go
end.
there, this is even a better photo here of
Got to hit add to stream again.
when you go to Tiger Temple there in Thailand. It's closed now, but you have to go through a whole course of what to do and not to do, and you only go during nap times when their down times are. You're not allowed to go in when they're fully jumping all over the place. So once you do that, you're given 3 people. You're given one that takes your camera or takes your video camera, not both, one or the other. You have one who's your personal guard, and then you have one that's going to be watching the tiger because they're just on this loose chain. And
that sounds incredibly
I have a
dangerous.
picture of one that they I'm a big girl. They grabbed me and they shoved me away because the tiger that was behind me was looking to have lunch.
Right. So that was the Tiger Temple in Thailand.
Yeah.
Do's and don'ts. Rule number 1: do not pull the tiger's tail.
Do not. Do not mess with
not mess with the
do
tiger's
not,
tail.
you can touch their body. I was
Maybe
allowed
just
to
don't go
touch
there.
The body, not anywhere near the face. And I had to take my hat off, which hence the hat hair,
Right.
because they will grab them off your head.
Hey, tigers don't like cats.
I plan to go there, but I'm going to view the tigers.
Especially if they're Boston Red Sox hats.
I'm going to roll my window.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll my window down
Go
about
Yankees.
that much so I can look through there and see the tigers. That's about as close
let me show
as I
you
wanna
this
get.
one.
I'm with you. I'm with you there, Chris, man. Sure.
Here, hit the share screen, Nikki, so I can.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, that's a big head.
That sure looks like a
Oh,
freaking big
wow.
head, eh?
That's
I know
a
what she's
big
behind it, stuff,
cat,
but
dude.
man, that's a big cat.
That thing's got to
Look,
be
wrong
at least
side.
Look at the
Gotta
size
be
of
at
those
least-
heads. Holy,
That's got to be at least 800 pounds, man.
Yeah,
At
that's
least.
big. Holy cow.
I mean, like, did they drug the tiger for this photo, or was it like
No, they're just resting.
Cryptidville says rule number 2: do not wear a bacon vest.
Oh,
damn.
Oh, good Lord.
Here comes
No, thank you.
another one. This one was
Okay.
really pissed off. That's coming up.
Okay,
I
I've
don't know
decided now I'm
why-
going to roll down my window
why
about 1
he
inch.
was mad at me for touching his rear. That
What
one
did
right
they
there
s-
was
Oh,
not
did they-
happy.
Oh,
I guess, son of a bitch, these tourists keep touching me.
But
wow.
well, he's trying to sleep. Look at him.
He pulls a little whisker.
What do they? What's the
Do
smell
not
like,
swat-
Nikki?
Do not swat the big cat's
Oh,
nose.
it was very hot and humid when we went, so we were all
Wow.
stinky. We were
Maybe that's why they
completely...
didn't want you to touch them.
Nice.
My son
cool.
actually wanted to
That's
go
cool.
there and become a monk, and I told him no.
Yeah, each one
Not
of those
doing that.
tigers belongs to a monk.
Yeah.
They're given one that is their responsibility to take care of.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so
They become routinely, the Buddhists in Thailand become monks as a young man. That
Mhm.
way, that ensures their parents will make it to heaven or the next level. Up,
right.
up.
Terrifying. I was more scared of the elephants.
Yeah.
Way more scared of the elephants. I don't know why, but my friend
Did they
got
have
me up
any
on an
like-
elephant, and it was scary as heck.
Why don't you pet some of the small animals like the monkeys? Or
I
something?
did.
Yeah.
I did
Where's
pet one
those?
of the monkeys, and he almost took my watch.
Oh,
That's how they do it. Tourists take your watch, your wallet, sunglasses.
We actually
Bring
were
it back
in
to the organ grinder.
right near the River Kwai. So when the elephant, we were two big girls, and he put us on one elephant, one board we were sitting on, hold together. I mean, it was
Nice
it was
string.
crazy. I'll share this one, but I'm a big girl, so you gotta.
Y'all were
take it
riding
for
on
what
an
it's
elephant?
worth. It
oh
was,
no, you were a fly on the back of that thing. No. Elephants are.
And it was scary because when you look over, you could see a drop off in the water, and I thought we're gonna swim. We're gonna swim. That's what I thought.
The elephant will save you if you do go. The elephant will. He's been trained.
CPR.
Yeah.
Mouth to mouth, you bet.
That's right. If you have extra belongings, no problem. Just put it in the trunk.
Please take note of the one small rope that's holding us up there.
Oh, gee. Yeah.
Oh,
It was not like at a circus. Not like at a
sturdy.
circus.
The rest of the chair was duct taped to its back.
Is he saying, "Hey, watch you guys! I'm going to drop these tourists in the water"?
Maybe it was Velcro.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And elephants are smart, man. Elephants are super intelligent.
Yeah, you don't see them talking to Rick Dyer.
They can sense. They can sense through ultrasound. No, not worth it. Nothing in here.
But,
Shallow noise.
like Australia, Thailand has a lot of things that can kill you. I mean,
oh yeah.
When my wife first came here, I took her for a stroll down some of the walking trails at Mammoth Cave because it's nice, and I noticed she was all the time looking around, and after a few minutes, I said, "What are you doing?" Because she wasn't looking like, "Oh, these are nice trees," she was looking like, "Oh, paranoid."
Yeah.
And she said, "Do you have big cats here?" Like what? Like tiger? I said, no. She was thinking maybe there would be tigers in the woods, I said, "Oh no, honey, this is Kentucky." We don't
You're good there.
Yeah, this is Walmart. I'll be maybe. Plush toys.
There are some wild animals there after it turns dark and after midnight, man. They come out like crazy at Walmart.
Cougars. Hey, did you know that cougars are the only large cat that's still able to purr?
Never
Cougars
get that
don't
close.
purr. What are you talking about? Where'd you hear that?
I'll look it up.
I don't
Well,
know.
yeah. Well,
They don't actually purr.
Cheetahs purr.
Cheetahs, on the other hand, do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I'm going to be proven wrong internationally.
Jaguars purr.
I am a failure to all. I'll have to come up with 7 new videos just to prove that I was right. To convince you. Watch the clock. Watch the clock.
Oh, wait.
It's not a
wait,
porcupine. Damn it.
Wait. Cougars are the largest cat that can purr and meow.
Oh, come on.
What it says,
Fake
man.
news. Fake news.
Is that fake news though?
That's Bulgarian cat. I thought you were talking about the BC backcountry cat / 1925.
Well, hey, man,
It's just a driving cat.
They've even got one doing it, I think.
Oh, come on. That's definitely fake.
Oh, Life is a Flyway says there's other
CGI.
things to fear in Kentucky.
CGI.
That's true. It's true. The guys
he's doing it, man.
The guys that did that episode of that show Dual Survival, they did an episode in Kentucky, and while they were going through following a river to get to civilization or whatever, they found an old abandoned still site where people had been making whiskey. You know, but this thing had been abandoned for a long time, so it's not like that just happened or anything.
Well, guess what time it is, folks?
How do you time?
It's actually 7 after 11.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Oh no.
Time flew, as always,
Yes,
as
it
it
did.
does.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got a lot of just real quick. Let's do a round, and Joe, tell us about your podcast and what time and where we can find you on.
Which one? I have
exactly.
I am the man of many podcasts, as my friend Gary calls it. I have there's a New York Sasquatch Live with Joe and Molly, which is on Wednesdays at 7:00. I do Squatch Speaks on Fridays at 8 p.m. This is all Eastern time. And on Sundays, I will do the other Bigfoot show, usually right around 4 p.m. Yeah.
There we go. Mr. Pat.
You guys can find me at Squatch Talk on YouTube, the channel Squatch Talk. I do about 2 shows a week, sometimes more. And yeah, nobody's kicked me off yet. So there we go.
Nikki.
Hello. No, I do Hairy Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks every Sunday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Brent over there in the Pacific area code.
Yeah, well, I don't do any podcasts, but you should check out Sean with Something to Squatch About and Cornell with No Such Thing Podcast. They're 2 really good channels to check out.
Excellent. Yeah, we've
Man, he tried to get me to change my channel time today.
You guys have got to do that. It's driving me.
We got to figure something out. We got to figure something out, guys. We're going to have to do a podcast to set up a schedule, guys.
Wow, here we go now. We started the Pandora's box.
Holy smokes.
Yes, next week we'll all bash it out in the no holds barred contest to see who gets what time slot.
Yeah, we should like draw straws or something to see, to get everybody like times dialed in. Because right now it's like, wow, it's crazy.
Or cut it down to an hour and a half instead of 2 hours each, and that way you can get 3 shows in a night on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's 9 shows.
So smart.
We used to do a 1-hour
How did
show.
you think of this stuff? It's amazing. I just make it up, actually.
We used to do a 1-hour show, Leon, and literally I told Steve not long ago, when we first started doing this back again, it's like 2 hours, man, that's a long time. But after we started doing a 2-hour show, I was like, wow, where did the time go? It's like I think if we did 1 hour, it'd be like, hey, here's our guest, Leon. Okay. Well, thanks for coming on, Leon.
Things don't start getting real until you're about 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed.
And then the after show, that's the one that should be recorded. Pretend you're having a show and then actually record the after show. Because we're on like 5 hours sometimes. Like last time when I had
he's not
Jeff
kidding.
were on. It was like 5 hours, 4 hours. But that's where all the good shit starts coming out behind the scenes because you forget you're on camera. But that's the conversation. The real online scene needs to see because it's reality. It's what we really actually think about things and stuff. So.
I agree.
So if it hurts people's feelings, but it doesn't.
I just say it anyways. You know, it's like on air, off air, don't matter. It's like
Brent's always the same. He's very. He's just there, man.
That's a good philosophy too, Brent. You know, you never say anything behind someone's back that you wouldn't say directly to their face, and then everything is everything.
Absolutely.
Your channel. You don't have a podcast, but your channel again, Bigfoot Okanagan.
Yeah, but I also say make sure you check out Brent's channel too, the tall one. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Bigfoot Okanagan. I post once every 3 to 4 months. I like that. It fits my speed that I'm in right now. I also have another channel that I'm starting.
He's working the algorithm in YouTube.
It's the strategy. Yeah, I figured it's kind of like a car. If you drive it backwards, the odometer gets smaller. So I figured it would get bigger if I kept driving backwards on my YouTube channel by not posting anything. I'm just trying it as a scientific study. I'll let you guys know how that works. But, so that's one side of it. But the other thing this winter, what we're doing is blitzing out the whole valley, which is all the way down to Osoyoos, all the way up to Summerland. And that will be in winter pathways. So the whole area will be blitzed. If you come across Sasquatch tracks in the snow, we will teach you how to recognize it on site by yourself. But you'll be live with us. So we'll be able to look at it. And if there's something there, then we'll come down and check it out. Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting project this year.
Well, we'll be looking forward to all your porcupine footage in the future.
Oh my God, they're moose porcupine. Moose porcupine. They're real. I don't care whether you believe it. I've seen them. Moose porcupine. Moose.
Okay.
You know, I have a great idea. Brent, you're coming on next week on the show. I think I may have another special guest. I'm going to see how I can work this one in.
Oh.
Ooh. I like surprises.
No. Oh. No, good Lord, I couldn't put up. Yeah, anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, folks, thanks for being here with us tonight. Next week, we'll be talking all with our good friend Brent over here from the Tall Ones. Ooh. We'll be talking all about his experiences, his squatching, and
all that fun stuff.
Everybody's pointing. And, Mr. Bennett, you want to do your thing before we kick out of here for tonight?
Again, I want to thank our panel tonight. I'm going to just go from the top over. Joe, Pat, Nikki, Brett, and Leon. We appreciate having you all, guys, all you guys and girls over. We want to thank our wonderful audience over here in the chat. You guys, we love you guys. You're so smart. You come up with some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen in my life, and some of the greatest questions that are ever asked. And we appreciate having you with us. If you're listening to us on the podcast, we appreciate having you listen to us too. It's the first time watching on YouTube. Please hit like, share, subscribe. As Steve says, sharing is caring.
Oh, wow.
Ring the bell. Punch that bell.
Sure hit that notification bell. Okay, folks, we'll catch you all here next week, 9 p.m. Eastern. Everybody, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving, our American cousins.
Turkey time coming up.
Didn't know that.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we'll catch you all next Sunday night here on this show.
Hey folks, you've been watching Squatch-D TV. Join us each week, Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for the latest on the Bigfoot mystery. As always, we thank you for being our loyal viewers and encourage all to subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/Steve Kulls. As always, have a great week. Stay safe. God bless and keep on squatching.